We are back! What is up, guys? Toogie here with another episode of Draft to Glory, and let me tell you right up front, I am beyond tired. I am overtired. It's been about a 24-hour day for me, but that's okay, because damn it, it's time for Draft to Glory. I love this series. You guys love this series. We are the defending Stanley Cup champions, and it's time to find out what's going to happen this season. A little bit of an up and down preseason, but you really can't tell. The team is set, though. We're good to go. We took care of all of that in the last episode with all the trades we made, picking up some extra draft picks, which, you know, I was kind of uncertain about how many draft picks I felt comfortable in picking up, but the majority were fourths and fifths. We did get at least one third-round pick in there, I remember. I don't think it's going to be too big of a deal. Even that third round pick, it's going to come down to, oh, well, I might get one extra medium top 9 or medium top 6 defenseman. Like, that's pretty much what it's going to come down to, so I don't have too much of an issue with it. We do, of course, have to cycle out players eventually. So yeah, we took care of it, and we'll see what we can do this season. We have some new faces in, at least offensively. The defense and goaltending, of course, has stayed the same. But we will see what we can do. We traded Ahonen, if I remember correctly. We definitely traded Clint Conley. So who knows? Some new faces. Maybe they can help lead us to success. Now, I should note, because we're like a minute and a half into this tops, I don't know what to talk about. Nope, never mind, I do. We had some trades, man. We had some trades. Now, in my Hockey Returns to Portland video, I quickly talked about the Jonathan Drouin trade, and I can quickly recap what I said about that because I didn't really say anything. What is there to say? You know, Tampa gets what they need. They clear up another spot for the expansion draft as we lose Stephen Quirk until January. Well, this season's over, isn't it? Wonderful. We lose Stephen Quirk until January, so rest in peace to this season. It's over. And we'll look forward to next year. The good thing is we can call up Marmanland. Hopefully we don't lose him on waivers when we have to send him back down. But with the Jonathan Drouin trade, Tampa gets what they need. They get what appears to be a surefire defensive monster in Mikhail Sergachev. I mean, maybe he won't pan out. We kind of already know what Jonathan Drouin is, and he'll only get better, you would assume. So, I don't know. It's an interesting trade for both teams. I can't really hate on Montreal for that deal. We'll see how it works out for them. In Tampa, as it is, you know, you still got Palat, you still have Kucherov, Stamkos, fingers crossed, can stay healthy next year. It's a good move for both teams, as we, again, have another injury. Lovely. We then had the other trade from Montreal, though, which I talked about this on Twitter a little bit. Nathan Beaulieu sent to Buffalo for a third-round pick. Now, it is my understanding that Beaulieu is a restricted free agent, so that could explain the somewhat smaller return than what you think they'd get. You would think they could get better than a third-round pick. But you also have to factor in that everybody knew Montreal wanted to trade him. So you don't exactly get, you know, I mean, that demeans the value a little bit. That takes away from what you are going to get in return. So I suppose, again, it's not all that surprising. And again, with some of the trades the Bruins have made in recent memory involving third-round picks, say with one Zach Rinaldo, or with second-round picks involving Brett Connolly, I'm not going to shit on them for this deal. They clearly wanted Beaulieu gone. It has happened. It's very strange that it's another deal from within the division. But, hey, whatever works for you. And we'll see just how it works out for Montreal. You also, as I'm trying to remember some of these trades offhand, I really should bring them up on my phone or something. But you know what? That's fine. I'm also trying to focus on, you know, not taking too much time in the menus because, boy, these injuries, they've just been wonderful. You had Mirko Mueller traded to New Jersey. Interesting trade. I figured Sharks fans would be a little bit more upset, but after gauging the reaction on Twitter and Reddit, a lot of people aren't too disappointed. They also re-signed 2 defensemen. I know Tim Heed was one of them. I cannot remember the other guy offhand that was signed. And particularly, Sin for the win, my favorite Sharks fan, seemed to be all right with those deals. And seemed to be all right with Mueller being traded. So, hey, I can't claim to know a ton about Sharks prospects, but a good pickup for the New Jersey Devils. And who knows how well... Will the Devils be a playoff team after, or, for the upcoming season? Will they be a playoff team? Can Corey Schneider carry that team to victory? Are they going to keep the number 1 overall pick like you would assume they would? What's that team going to look like for sure by the time we reach the start of next season? And will they be able to do damage? I'd say probably yes. And then you have the Mike Smith trade. Calgary Flames' newest goalie. Man, for Flames fans, I hope it works out for you. I do. I mean, the Brian Elliott disaster last year. You had Chad Johnson, big fan of Chad Johnson, getting to see him play not only in the... I think he did play for the Pirates. I know for a fact. Obviously, he played for the Bruins and was their backup goalie for a while. Bottom line is, I'm surprised they didn't keep him. I would much rather have Chad Johnson than have to pay Mike Smith, even with Arizona retaining some salary. That is an interesting decision on their part. But again, we'll see how it pans out. Mike Smith, behind Mark Giordano and Dougie Hamilton, looks a little bit better than him being behind some of the defensemen we've seen the Arizona Coyotes play in the past few seasons. And I don't think I'm forgetting any other trades. I think that pretty much covered it. It was a little bit disappointing. I mean, obviously, there's still plenty of time this off-season to... Wow, we have won a lot of games in a row. I just jinxed that, and we're going to lose against Montreal, guaranteed. Or not. We're going to lose soon, though. It's bound to happen. A little bit disappointing that there weren't more trades. There was a lot of talk out of Anaheim, of course, about Sami Vatanen. And Minnesota, you had Brodin. Freaking Matt Dumba's name was being thrown out there. Pretty much everybody except Brian Suter's name was being thrown out there. So I did have my fingers crossed for a little bit more trade activity before the roster freeze. But, you know what? Something is better than nothing, even if it didn't involve the Bruins. But with the, pretty much confirmation that the Vegas Golden Knights are holding on to a lot of their trade announcements for apparently the day of the NHL awards and the roster announcement, it's still going to be a crazy week or so here. I mean, it's going to be a crazy few weeks, of course, after the expansion draft, with the entry draft, free agency. It's just getting started, so I cannot wait to see what happens, unless, of course, this all comes back to bite the Bruins in the ass and Don Sweeney does something stupid, which, fingers crossed, he doesn't. He's been looking good so far, but please don't do anything stupid. I beg you. Let's not ruin a good thing here. The Bruins made it to the playoffs this year. Things are looking all right. Some draft picks are progressing along, and it's looking all right. You made up for the fact, kind of, that you committed one of the worst trades in recent memory. Zach Ronaldo not taking shots at the player. It's not his fault that the team drastically overspent for him. Anyway, I'm really disappointed that there were this many injuries this season, because goddamn, I had to hope that I could stretch out that minor bit of trade talk until we made it to the end of the season. We're not even close. We're not even close. This is a disaster for me, at least. Because there's really, there are those trades. 90% of them are, wait and see what happens. Mike Smith, wait and see what happens. Chad Johnson, I think he'll be a pretty damn good goaltender for Arizona. I'd still love to have him in Boston. That would absolutely be a reliable backup. So, a good deal for both of those teams, although we'll wait and see what Mike Smith can do. Outside of the desert, and like I said, I think that's it. You had Simone Dupre being bought out by Anaheim, a couple other buyouts, but it's not all that exciting to talk about, is it? Not all that exciting to talk about. So with all that said, man, I am out of things to talk about. Genuinely, something will come to mind. It's partially because of how tired I am, but damn it, I was determined to get this video out there for you guys because this series has just been amazing. Not only for me to, actually create. The feedback, of course, has been amazing. Jerome Gagne, if you could just stay healthy, that would be great. Please, you're making this video longer than it has to be. And I really don't appreciate it. Let's call up Strachan. Why not? He's making improvements. We'll give him a chance. Why not? And again, we'll just go best lines. Alright. He was on the 4th line. Right. Let's see. And we'll put Boleris in. That's fine by me. Can we please make some progress? I beg you. Of course, we are going to have players coming back from injury here within the next week or two. So, yay, more menu management. But that's okay. That is okay. Am I forgetting any trades? I feel like I'm forgetting a trade. I am so damn tired, man. Oh my god. But, like I said, it is what it is. This video needed to be made. Could I wait until tomorrow morning? No, not really. I prefer to record videos at night, get them set up to edit in the morning, and then get them, then get that stuff done. Jerome Gagne, I'm just going to leave you out of the lineup for the moment because I don't really care. The good thing is, despite injuries, mainly to Stephen Quirk, we still have a half-decent record, knock on wood there, because we are losing games, which I suppose is not all that surprising. Losing 4 straight, though. Believe we've lost more than that, though. Make that 5 straight. Okay, well, that good record I talked about. Well, that's out the window now, isn't it? That is out the window. Is Quirk fully healthy for the Montreal game? He is not, but he should be healthy for this game against the Sabres. We lost again. Winless in the new year, and he apparently is not fully healthy. Alright, well, we'll have to send this game against Buffalo. Hey, we won a game. Look at us. There's no stopping us now. We've won a game in the new year. Stanley Cup, here we come. So we'll continue to scout out pretty much every region for 2 weeks. Changed up the strategy I want to use. Not going to scout goaltenders because, again, it is fairly obvious to tell when goaltenders are going to be half decent, particularly if they are in the first round. They're probably going to be pretty good. Let's see here. We need to send down Strachan. And finally get this team set up again. Marminland as well. Please don't get claimed. Please. Please, I beg you. Shit. With a capital S. That really sucks. I had no choice but to call him up. I mean, we needed a goalie who could win us some games. But still, that really, really sucks to lose him. Alright, well, it's just one of those things where we're going to have to move on. And hopefully, do I have another goalie I can sign? That's the problem for me right now. I need to be able to sign another goaltender. We will go to free agency if we have to. Let me double check. I can't remember if I have any unsigned goalie prospects. We will find out. And if not, I will send another offer much like the Belanger deal. Sign someone up for 1 year. And we'll make sure that, I'll probably sign someone like 75-ish overall. Not better than Shen, but someone who could at least win us some games. So let's see. Unsigned, do we have anybody? No, we do not. Okay, so in the system, we do have Shen. He's a 78. Right, so I'll just go out and sign whoever. It doesn't really matter. Shen is now the starter, which is a positive, I suppose. It does suck to lose Marminland, but he wasn't exactly going to pan out, this we know. So it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world, especially when we can just go out and sign somebody right now. So let's do that. If I can remember to hit the right trigger to sort of for goaltenders, that would be great. There we go. Who do we want to bring in? We got Anton Forsberg, Connor Hellebucks, Garrett Sparks again. Kaskiswo, Bebo, Skapski. I love a name. Any familiar names? John Gillies. Nedeljkovic is only a 73. Wow. Surprising to see his overall that low. Normally he's one of the consistent starters in a series. That makes me wonder if it's... I mean, I know he's 35 now, but still. And those eyebrows. Good God. You know what? We're going to sign him just for the eyebrows. Nedeljkovic. We need a backup goalie at the AHL level. And you're the one. We choose you. Anyway. Exactly halfway through the season. Currently in a wild card spot. Very much in the race here. Let's see if we can start stringing some wins together. Nedeljkovic is here. And I will go make him the backup for Hershey. Just that he doesn't complain. We are 11 points back, though, of the New York Islanders. So it's looking like at best already. Our goal is to finish second in the division, which, you know, isn't too bad. Let's see here. Belanger will take you out for Nedeljkovic. And fingers crossed we avoid injury for the rest of this season. I feel a little bit... I'm lacking a bit of confidence with the quality of this video. It's like, oh, here, yeah, let me shoot the shit about trades for 5 minutes and just ramble. Probably somewhat incoherently. I don't know. Normally when I talk about trades, I kind of like to, you know, write things out. Not necessarily a script, but at least bullet points to kind of talk about. With this, I'm like, oh, shit. I'm starting a video and I have nothing to talk about. And Zontag breaks his leg. And he's out until the end of April, which means he'll miss the first round if we make it. Can I just wave the white flag on this season already? Can I do that, please? Looks like it's my best option. We're actually going to call up Strachan again, 20 years old, with that high AHL top 6 potential. Getting him some time on the fourth line will be pretty beneficial. Let's go best lines. It puts Chorney and Strachan there. You know what? That's not awful. Could Strachan play center? He's a 72. You know what? Let's have Strachan play center, and I am all right with that. We'll actually have Gagne on the third line. Defensively, we're still good. Look down at the AHL. We'll get this set up again. Will it be Boulerice that gets put into the lineup? Yes, it will be. I mean, he and Gagliardi are both medium bottom 6. So it's not all that big of a concern. So, my hope of avoiding injuries lasted for about 2 days worth of in-game time, which is really frustrating. But once Cork was injured, I threw in the towel. This season's over. So if we make the playoffs, hey, I'm happy, because it would have been unexpected without a doubt. If we do anything more than just make the playoffs in general, I'm happy. It's all up from here. It's all uphill from here. It's not the proper expression at all. God, am I tired. I feel so bad already about the quality of this video. We're not even 20 minutes into it. Who knows if we're going to make the playoffs and if there's going to be even more to this video aside from just simming and the draft. It's... oh, boy. All right, well... Stéphane Gervais goes down to injury. Right. It's all uphill from here. That's... wow. Is that... oh, whatever. Gotta move on. What's been said has been said, and I cannot change it. So we will continue. Now, I'm just going to go best lines at this point. I don't know who it's going to put into the lineup, and to be honest, I don't really care. It did take Lundstrom out, but he hasn't progressed at all, so I'm not all that concerned. We are on 33 wins after that victory over New Jersey. We follow that up with another victory over Ottawa, and we'll see if we can keep this up. We're already in February. Of course, we're well beyond the halfway point of the regular season, so things are looking okay. Staying healthy is the key. Let me jinx myself one more time by saying staying healthy is the key if we are going to have any sort of success in this season. Gervais is fully healthy. I should have just gone best lines. That's what I'm doing anyway, so this is a complete waste of time. There we go. That's taken care of. This game against Columbus on February 22nd, 2031. And Chorney goes down with a sore foot. My God. All right. Well, this game's fighting back. It's like, oh, well, you won a cup, did you? Well, allow me to just end all of your hopes and dreams. You're sitting here talking about a rebuild, or a repeat, or just winning another cup in general. Well, allow me to hand you all of the injuries and have a good day. Now, do I think the game itself would be talking that kind of incoherently? Not necessarily. I'm losing my mind. I am. And I can tell when I watch this video back in the morning, I'm going to be so embarrassed about the quality of it. But that's okay. It is what it is. As I've said quite a few times, I don't take myself too seriously. Why the hell would I? If you look at the reality of this, as I've said before, I'm just sitting in a room, looking at a TV, essentially talking to myself. So yeah, I don't take myself too seriously. I'd be a fool to do so. As we continue scouting, I'm a little bit worried that I might not get that much scouting done in the CHL leagues. We shall see, but of course, the draft is a crapshoot, as we've said a million times already. As Nolan Patrick goes down, it's only for a week. I can't catch a break with injuries this year. This is absolutely absurd. I hope Rudy Yell is up for the task, because he is our top-line center with Yuri Khudobin and Andrei Svechnikov. Will he be good enough to help lead this team to the playoffs? We will find out. We did pick up back-to-back wins over Toronto. We have 40 wins on the season. We'll just go best lines again, because I'm sure there will be another injury to pop up. I'm surprised Nolan didn't get injured before the Buffalo game. Tony Gagliardi goes down, though, to a concussion in Hershey. This has been insane. The amount of injuries has been absolutely insane. I do need to send down, not Gagne, we'll send down Schroeder, because otherwise we'll have defensemen playing forward with the Bears, and that isn't the best idea. So Schroeder shall be sent down. Let's go best lines. I didn't go best lines for the AHL, but that's okay, because it brought me back to this screen. So there we go. Right, we're good. Hopefully no one can stay healthy as we approach the final stretch of this season. Yep. Okay. It's my fault for playing him when he wasn't 100%, but I had to risk it. I had to risk it. Risk it I did, and it did not pay off in the slightest, and that could really hurt our playoff chances if you think about it. As Lundstrom will be playing forward. Have fun with that. Scouting assignments. Of course, we are in the U.S. Let's scout the defense for 2 weeks. We'll focus on the CHL the rest of the way. Question is, will we make the playoffs? It's looking good with 44 wins. I'm not putting Nolan in until he's 100%, and he's not supposed to be 100% until the 23rd. So we'll sim this game against the Islanders. We just lost to them in overtime the other week, but this time we pick up the 5-3 victory. 45 wins on the year. Nolan is 100%. Have we sealed a playoff spot? No, we haven't, but we are in first place in the division with 9 games to go. And what a crucial win over the Islanders that happened to be. We lose that game, we're tied on 94 points. Instead, we have a 4-point advantage. Wow. Who would have thought it would have been that crucial of a game? Not me, because I haven't paid attention at all. But that's okay. Again, let's send down Schroeder. Really sucks that we're going to be without Zontag for the first round. I mean, we're going to make it. It's just a matter of seeding, you would expect. And it sucks that we're going to be without him for the first round because he has been a great player for us. I mean, the prior postseason, he was fantastic for us. I mean, especially defensively. We do have, when healthy, a pretty damn decent shutdown third line. And, you know, especially, too, with having Ross Lindquist there, as opposed to on the second line, which is how we started off the season before Zontag's injury. 6-0 win over the Leafs. 5-2 win over Pittsburgh. We play the Blackhawks. Will it be a loss? No, it won't. A 4-1 win. My God, 4 straight wins. We play Philly. We won't know the result of that for a moment, as we get to go scout the queue. Let's see. We beat Philly as well. Wow, we are approaching another 50-win season. 1 win away. I imagine that title's locked up. We need to at least take a point here from the Islanders, though, now that we've lost 2 straight. Let's see what happens. We beat them 3-1. That should seal it, and if that didn't, the Senators win would. 3 straight wins to end the year. 52 wins on the season. And not only, oh my God, despite all of the injuries, including injuries to Nolan Patrick, Stephen Quirk, not only did we win the division title by as high as 10 points, maybe 8 points, we also won the President's Trophy for the second time in this series. How the hell did we manage to do that without Quirk and Patrick being 100% all year long? That is insane. You look at the goals for per game, we had the NHL's 4th highest scoring offense, which is mind-boggling. And defensively, we were tied for 4th place as far as fewest goals allowed per game. How? Again, with how few games Quirk played, how is that possible? Our power play, actually, where the hell is our power play? Our power play was really good. Top 5 power play in the league. What about the penalty kill? We were at 80%, which is towards the lower to middle half of the league, but that's okay. I mean, especially too, you got to factor in Zontag being out. He is our top penalty killer. We'll take a look at the league-wide scoring before finding out who we're going to play in the playoffs. Now, Andrei Svechnikov played all 82 games, 91 points. Nolan Patrick had 90 points in 76 games. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, that is absurd. Yuri Hadobin with 68 points, Ken James 52, Wheating and Rudy Yell with 51. Wojcicka, not too shabby for a low top 6 potential. 84 overall, had 41 points. Lalonde, I believe it is. If it's not, I don't care. 39 points. Chorny with 36. Winquist with 34. That's to be expected, despite his overall. He is just a shutdown player. Interesting. We'll take a look at the goaltending. Unfortunately, I don't think it'll show Marmanland's stats. Quirk only played 41 games, but he was 27-11-1 with a .935 save percentage. Saget played 37 games with a winning record and a .915 save percentage. We'll take a look at the league-wide stats before our playoff journey begins again. Let's see here. Leading the league in points once again was Riley Tufte, 102. His line mate, Elias Anderson, had 100 even. Vitaly Volchenkov on the New Jersey Devils, 93 overall, had 98 points. Svechnikov, though, top 4 in scoring. Nolan Patrick was right there as well. Wow, the Devils have Volchenkov and Philip Hronek. That is a dangerous combination. 27 goals for the defenseman. Don't think I looked past the fact that Riley Tufte scored 68 goals. The second most goals belong to Svechnikov with 43. What the hell? That is ridiculous. I can see why his wrist shot's maxed out. But still, 68 goals. Second place was only 43. That is mind-boggling. Guys, just about half an hour into this video, it's playoff time. Let's find out who it's going to be. We know who it's going to be. It's going to be the New Jersey Devils. Filip Hronek and Volchenkov. That is who we'll take on in the first round. The President's Trophy is official. The matchup is official. Caps and Devils in round one. We'll just take a quick look at our lineup. I will probably just, we're just going to go with best lines. Whatever best line says is what we shall do. It is time to begin the postseason. Round one, and actually really quick, Hershey has a good chance of making the playoffs this year too. Currently in that second wildcard spot. The Bridgeport Sound Tigers ran away with that division, but they could finish in second, I'd say. 4 points left, you never know. Anyway though, our main focus, of course, is with the Caps, and before anything else, let's take a look at the Devils lineup. 95, 91, and 87 for ratings. Let's see. I mean, we know two of the players that they have, and they are both extremely gifted offensively, but let's take a look at the rest of the team. Top line, Michael Dowcole, now 34 years old, with Pierre-Luc Dubois and Vitaly Volchenkov. No surprise there. Second line is Christian Gunnarsson with Gilbert Damphus and Martins Dzirkals. That's as close as I'm going to get to pronouncing that correctly. Nicholas Isaacson is with Philip Zadina and Carl Grundstrom on the third line. Fourth line is Andy Barry, Julius Nattinen, and Doug Sloan, 25th overall pick in the 2026 draft. Some big-time overalls in there as well. It's a pretty well-rounded team. Defensively, I mean, that top pairing is amazing, but interesting defense. You have Colton Costi, 5th overall pick in 2022, a legit top 2 defenseman, which is surprising. Even for an offensive defenseman, those stats aren't all that impressive, I got to admit. I mean, his shot is absurd, but yeah, I'm more afraid of his partner here on that first pairing, Filip Hronek. Second pairing, Nolan Henderson is with Alvin Reinprecht, and Brandon Schuldhaus is with Wayne Takashi. Hell of a name. So that defense, obviously, when you have 382 overall players there, you're not as nervous as you think you'd be. But they have Tristan Jarry between the pipes with Marcus Högberg. Interesting. A combination of rebuilding Hockey Town and a nation united. They do have one injury to defenseman Warren Regier. Aside from that, healthy scratches Robbie Fabry and Alexei Novoseltsev. Swig of Arnold Palmer. Delicious. One of these days, man, sponsorship's going to happen. I'm telling you. Hey, if I can get sponsored by EA, who's to say I can't get sponsored by a beverage company? One of these days. And when that day comes, I will have officially made it. I could have under 10,000 subscribers. Wouldn't care. I would consider it as made it. Most YouTubers would say, oh, well, once this is my living and it can be my living, I would have made it. No, just get me sponsored by EA and a beverage company, and I'm good to go. Anyway, I'll stop rambling now because it's playoff time. Round one, game one, against the New Jersey Devils. Let's do this. First period, and that is not what I wanted to see. Sloan with the opening goal. Second period, that's much better. Andrei Svechnikov, the postseason beast. Andrei Svechnikov strikes. He has tied this game up. Let's go. Third period, tied at 1 goal each. The next goal could very well win this game, and it comes from Lalonde. Very, very nice. All right, well, not as nice. Philip Zadina with the goal. We are tied once again. Power play for New Jersey as we enter the final stretch of regulation. We're able to kill it off. Will we go to overtime? Yes, we will. Don't blink. You might miss it. Overtime here in game one. Can we make the most of home ice? Or will the Devils steal one on the road? They might, but it won't be right now. Wojciech with the opening The opening goal there. That's not the right phrase. With the game-winning goal in the opening game of this series. Oh my God. So bad, and I apologize. I do apologize. That's a 3-2 victory, though, in Game 1. And we make the most of home ice, at least for that first game. Steven Quirk, your first star of the game with 30 saves. Wojciechowski and Svechnikov with a goal apiece. And that will get us started off on the right foot, winning that first game. But the series just started. We have a long way to go in a history against the New Jersey Devils. Let's see, though, if we can make the most of this President's Trophy. The last time we won the President's Trophy, things didn't go too well for us in the postseason. And by that, I mean we were kicked out in the first round. So let's avoid that, shall we? Game 2. On home ice, of course. Let's do this. First period. And that's just awful. There's no other way to put it. That is just awful. Michael Dow-Cole and Gunnarsson. The opening goals, 2 goals on 11 shots. We're down 2-0. Can we turn it around in the second period? And that's a start. Andrei Svechnikov scored 35 seconds in. Unfortunately for us, Jari was able to shut the door for the rest of the period. And that sets up the third. We are down by a goal. Do we have a comeback in us? Or will the Devils neutralize our home ice advantage and steal the game on the road? They're going to have to earn it if they do. Winquist has tied this game up, 2 goals apiece. Next goal could very well win this game. Let's hope that's not the case. Hronek scores. Will that be the winner? Yes, it will be. All right. Well, that's just bittersweet and kind of annoying, to be honest. Winquist ties it. Philip Hronek gets the game winner with just under 4.5 to go. Tristan Jarry, your first star of the game with 30 saves. Hronek, the GWG, was the second star. And again, the Devils able to take a game on the road despite the series being tied. I'd say so far the edge goes to the Devils as we have to go to New Jersey to continue this series. A fate worse than death. I say that as somebody who has only been in the state of New Jersey for a few hours at most and has only been out of a car. I've only been outside of a car in the state of New Jersey for about 15 minutes combined. And I'm sorry. I judge your state as it absolutely lived up to every stereotype, particularly the Turnpike. But I'm not here to talk about traffic. I'm here to talk about this series in Game 3. So let's save me from myself and my just horrific rambling. Game 3 in New Jersey. Let's go. First period is scoreless. Wow, only 4 shots for the Devils. Scoreless, though. Second period, will that change? Probably. Yeah, I'd say it changed. I would say it changed. I would like to think you agree. First of all, Gunnarsson scored the opening goal of the period. You might notice what one of the little G markers is currently lit up. He scored from center ice. Not only did he score from center ice, he scored from his own half. He scored from the opposite side of the red line. Steven Quirk, you got some splaining to do. The good news is Andrei Svechnikov bailed your ass out with 2 goals in 1 minute and 11 seconds, and Artem Minulin gave us a 3-1 lead heading into the third period. 17 shots to 11 so far as we start the final frame of regulation. Steven Quirk gets beat from center ice. And then Nolan Patrick scores shorthanded. So okay. I mean, you're not going to hear me argue. I am very, very happy as Volchenkov scores with 6 minutes to go. Well, actually, it was 7 minutes to go. We should be able to hold on, though, and that is indeed the case. So Stephen Quirk bounces back after letting up a goal from center ice. Nolan Patrick, the shorty, sealed the deal. 4-2 victory in Game 3. A huge second period for us. 3-point night for both Svechnikov and Patrick. And Manulin with the game winner was your third star. The Caps have a 2-1 series lead. All right. So far, so good. The Hershey Bears have indeed made the playoffs. They'll be playing the St. John Ice Caps, or the St. John's Ice Caps. I should actually say the proper city and name. They'll be playing the Ice Caps in the first round. It's a shame they're moving. I remember when they first showcased their logo. I'm like, oh man, those are sweet. I hope the jerseys aren't bad. And then the jerseys are literally Montreal jerseys, which, I mean, that's fine, I guess, but you could have done a little bit more creative, I suppose. And now they're going to be the Laval Rocket next season. So, St. John's, once again, loses an ice hockey team. Oh, you poor bastards. Not the first time. Probably won't be the last. You'll probably get an AHL or an ECHL team again, and then they'll take them away from you again because people are douchebags. Game 4, first period. And I didn't sort it out. That's a lot of indicators. The good thing is we have a 2-0 lead. Nolan Patrick and Lalonde with the opening 2 goals. 52 seconds left in the first when Lalonde scored. 2-0 at the end of the first period. Can we keep it up in the second? Well, Rudy Yell did make it 3-0. Isaacson gets a goal back. And again, we have a 3-1 lead. As we start the sim of the third period, can Stephen Quirk shut the door? We have a power play, but we weren't able to do anything with it. We have another opportunity. Still can't do anything with it, but at the very least, we are killing the clock. Under 5 to go, another power play. Of course, we didn't do anything with it. That's fine, because Stephen Quirk has shut the door. A 3-1 victory in Game 4. And now a 3-1 series lead for the Caps here in the first round. I was a little bit worried. Didn't know what to expect out of the Devils. They had, 42 wins in the regular season. Not a bad team. Some obvious firepower offensively, whether from their forwards or their defensemen. But so far, so good. But we have learned, and we have learned the hard way, that a series is not over until it's over. So we have 3 opportunities. Let's not blow them. 3 chances to end this series. This is our first. Can we end it? Let's find out. First period. And it's Berry with the opening goal. Alright. It's alright. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time to overcome this. Second period. Now I'm a bit concerned. We're shooting him 26-15. Tristan Jarry just shutting the door so far. Can we get to him in the third? Can we find a way to come back and end this series? Let's go. Let's see. Do we have a comeback in us? I certainly hope so. I need another swig of water here. This is brutal. Oh my god. And, oh my god again, as Vitaly Volchenkov makes it 2-0, and I think that's going to do it. Well, Khudobin scores late. We do have a chance, please. No. Alright, well, at the very least, Yuri Khudobin ruins the shutout, but Volchenkov's goal in the third period is enough to seal the deal. A gigantic performance from Tristan Jarry keeps his team in the postseason, and he was the first star of the game with 31 saves. I was going to say, being this tired, with my room being this hot, because just, yeah, can't have the AC on when recording. Boy, I'm just a mess right now. But you know what? That's alright. What's not alright is the fact that Hershey's down 0-2 in their series, so say goodbye to the Bears. Yeah, they'll probably be eliminated right there. If I had to guess, they're not going to win a game. We'll find out for sure any second now. No, they're still in it. Well, good for them. They at least won a postseason game. Game 6 in New Jersey. I'm a little bit afraid. But we got to have faith in our team that they're going to be good enough to close this series out right here and right now. Let's find out If that's the case, first period, goal apiece, Sloan and Yuri Hedobin. All right. Second period, Michael Dal Cole. It's at this stage I'm starting to get pretty nervous. Third period, can we end this series? Do we have a comeback in us? Or will the Devils force Game 7? That is a potential reality we're facing right now. If we trade power plays, nobody can score. We have under 7 minutes to go. And Nottingham just made it a 3-1 game. Oh my god. Svechnikov, please. One more late goal. One more. Oh my god. A repeat of Game 5. As a third period goal seals it. We came close, but we ran out of time. Svechnikov gets it. Oh my god. Could you imagine if we win the cup after all of our disappointments, only to win the President's Trophy in the next season, and then blow it in the playoffs in the first round? Could you imagine? Because that is the scenario that we are facing at the moment. We are going to Game 7 against the New Jersey Devils. Now, I'm not going to make any line changes. I'm not going to do anything except start the sim here in Game 7. Because this team is pretty much as good as it can get. It's just a matter of whether or not we're good enough to win this game. A 3-1 lead has evaporated. It's Game 7. Let's go. First period. And it's a goal apiece. Michael Dal Cole scored early, but Nolan Patrick was able to answer. We're tied at the end of 20. Second period is scoreless. And we head to the third period. Tied 1-1 in Game 7. Here we go. Early power play for the Caps that we couldn't do anything with. Our power play has been pretty garbage, if you ask me, throughout this first round series. Halfway through the third period, next goal will win this series for their team. Oh my god, is it going to be a late winner, or are we going to overtime? Wow. As defending Stanley Cup champions, the President's Trophy winners for this season, we are in Game 7 here in Round 1 against the New Jersey Devils. Let's go. Will it end early? Yes, it will, but it's Dexter. And I wish I could have more excitement, but I'm already losing my voice on top of being this tired. Dexter gets the OT winner a minute and a half into it. Tristan Jarry, you put up one hell of a fight and allowed your team to come within one goal of moving on, but the defending Stanley Cup champions survive, and we are off to round 2. Should note, by the way, the Hershey Bears still in it, as we'll play the New York Islanders in the next round. Before that, let's find out if the Bears are also moving on to the second round of the postseason. First period was scoreless. Second period, 2 goals each. Riley, Kiru, Bancroft, and Koltsov. Third period, I'm just going to hit the button, and unbelievably, Teamander scored, Regier, and then Marchand, I should say, gets the winner. The Hershey Bears come back from 2-0 down to win that game, or to win that series in 5 games. Incredibly. 6-0, 2-1, and then 4-3. How do you like that? The Bears are moving on. We know the Caps have moved on. As we prepare to play the New York Islanders in the first round, you would assume that they dispatched of the Philadelphia Flyers in 4 games, which is pretty damn scary to think about, and indeed that is the case. So it's Detroit and New York in the second round here in the Eastern Conference. We get to play the New York Islanders. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this, but one way or another, this series is happening? We'll just go best lines. Zone Tog is 100%, and actually, because of that, yeah, that takes Gagne out. How is Strachan done? We'll send Strachan back down to the AHL and go with the lineup that we had at the start of the year, even with Naslund at a 78. His offensive stats and just overall stats are actually a little bit better. So let's go. We'll put Gagne there. Drop him down to the fourth line. Again, we'll have Chorney there. It's a little bit of a risk, but offensively, he's not terrible. And then down in the AHL, let's go best lines. They re-add Strachan to the team as we prepare for round 2 with both squads, and we will do that series right here and right now. First, let's take a look at what we're up against. The 46-win Islanders, 92, 89, and 94 for their ratings. I am very much intrigued to see who their starting goaltender is. I'm intrigued to see the entire team in general. So here we go. Top line, Maxime Comtois, 4 points in 4 games. Centered by Casey Mittelstadt and Shannon Hale. 35th overall pick in 2021. Rounds out the top line. Second line is Morgan Klimchuk, 83 overall, with Ryan Poling, 8th overall pick in 2017, and Vyacheslav Arkhipov, 18th overall pick in 2025. He has 5 points so far this postseason. Third line, you have Sam Steele with Benoit Guru, as you get a look at the attributes as well, and Ty Lewis, a 5th round pick of Detroit in 2017, 33 years old. That brings us to the fourth line, where we have 77 overall, Jake Virtanen, centered by Isaac Ratcliffe. And I don't think I looked at Virtanen's points. I have no idea. And the fourth line is rounded up by Zach Nastasiuk. An interesting team, especially, too, down the middle. Like, they're incredibly strong. Middlestat, Poling, and Benoit Guru. Their center depth is pretty damn ridiculous. And on defense, their top pairing, we have Danny Ritchie with 31-year-old Timothy Liljegren, who was drafted by the Islanders way back in 2017. Second pairing is Urho Vakanainen. Am I close? Paulie, you'll tell me. He is on the second pairing with Franklin Byers. And the third pairing, Jacques Durette with Vince Dunn. The goaltending, though, that was the big question, and it is Tommy Niinimaa. He is still there, a 5th overall pick from the very first draft. He had a .951 save percentage in the first round. They never had to rely on Ilya Samsonov. They don't have any injuries, but Connor Hall, Kyle Capobianco, and Tyler Boland are the healthy scratches. Against a goalie of that caliber, against a goaltender of that caliber, you really can't know what to expect. And obviously they have some offensive threats that we're going to have to deal with. But we do have home ice advantage in the first round. Let's see if we can make the most of that. Game 1 of round number 2. Let's go. First period. And there we go. It's a good start. Winquist, the opening goal on Niinimaa. Not too shabby. Second period. Casey Mittelstadt ties it. That's unfortunate. And we go to the third period all tied up at 1 goal apiece, but that doesn't last for long. Chorney gives us the lead, and that doesn't last for long as Hale ties the game. Benoit Guru. Oh boy, 3-2 lead for the New York Islanders. Will that be enough? Late power play. We can't do anything with it. A power play for the Islanders. They can't do anything. And then Vakanainen gets the goal. It was looking good. And then 3 unanswered goals for the Islanders in the third period. Crushes us. They are still undefeated. And they have a 1-0 series lead. That is a tremendously disappointing way to start the series. On home ice. With a 2-1 lead. And then magically, we lose 4-2. How the hell did we allow that to happen? That's my question. We Oh my god, I couldn't hold off that yawn. Jesus, I am 100% professional. You'd like to think that this team is above, you know, having 2-1 lead and then losing 4-2. But we're not. We're still not. President's Trophy and all, Stanley Cup and all. We are still a very flawed team. Second period. This is a must-win, in my opinion. Second period. Game 2 is what I meant. First period, it is a must-win game. Here we go. Opening 20 minutes is scoreless. Outshot them 12-5. Second period, still scoreless. 22 shots to 10. We're going to lose. We're getting EA'd. We're not even playing the game, and we're getting EA'd as far as the shot count goes. Can't wait for this. Yep, there you go. Maxime Comtois with the opening goal. Rudy Yell does tie it, and he scored it on Ilya Samsonov. Intriguing enough, we have another power play that we can't do anything with. Under 5 minutes to go, and it's Kim Weeding. Is that enough? Zone dog with the empty netter. How does it feel? How does it feel to score at the start of the third and then give up 3 straight goals and lose the game? How does it feel, I ask you? As we hit them with the inverse, Weeding, the first star of the game, 25 saves for Ilya Samsonov. It'll be interesting to see if their starting goaltender is injured or if it was one of those one-game deals. Let's go find out. We will check the injury report to play it safe. The Hershey Bears won their game 7-1. Good Lord. And I also meant to go to manage roster, so allow me to add a few more seconds to this video. I don't know if my voice will make it. Part of me hopes we lose. The other part of me hopes we make it to the Cup, because if we make it to the Cup, I will cut off the video from there, and we'll handle it like we did a few episodes ago. So let's see, the New York Islanders, and indeed they are still 100%. It was one of those one-game injuries, but we were able to make the most of it as we won that game. The series shifts to Brooklyn. Let's see what happens. Game 3. It's anybody's series at this point. First period is scoreless. Second period is not scoreless. It's Naslund with 32 seconds to go. The fourth liner gives us the lead again. We're killing them in shots, 25-12. Can we make that count, though? Third period, 20 minutes away from a victory, but that is such a long time. That will help. That will not help. Ola Eriksson scores. All right, you know what? Let's just sit back and enjoy this then. Okay, if it's just going to be another goal parade here in the third period, don't mind me. Yeah, I won't try to talk over you. I won't even bother. I won't even bother. I wish I could accurately portray, or not portray, but holy shit is what I'm trying to say. All right, shall we recap? Naslund scored the lone goal of the game up to the start of the third period. Ola Eriksson made it 2-0. Casey Middlestop made it 2-1. Nolan Patrick made it 3-1. Poling made it 3-2. Yuri Hedobin made it 4-2. And the Washington Capitals have bounced back and lead this series 2-1. A hat trick of assists for Andrei Svechnikov. All right. We have a lead. I was honestly kind of nervous after losing that first game 4-2. But I'm feeling a little bit better now. The Hershey Bears have a 2-0 series lead on the Syracuse Crunch. We will see if they can win this next game here. We won't find out the result until, oh my god. That right there is the sign of a very tired man. Game 4 in Brooklyn. First period. That's another good start. Andrei Svechnikov. I can't hype this guy up anymore. One of the best playoff performers, if not the best playoff performer I have ever had in one of my series, at least with his consistency in rebuilding Hockeytown. We had Dylan Larkin have a magical postseason, but I don't think anybody really compares to what Andrei Svechnikov has done for us in this series. Especially, too, when you factor in some of the players that are around him. Yes, he is on that top line with Nolan Patrick and Yuri Hedobin, but still. Second period. All right. Speaking of Nolan Patrick, he made it a 2-0 game. Unfortunately for us, that lead has disappeared. Arkhipov and Klimchuk with the goals. We are tied heading into the third period. Can the Islanders tie this series, or will we take a commanding 3-1 series lead yet again? Middlestat the goal from a pretty terrible angle, and that's not good news now, is it? Under 5 minutes to go. Can we find a late goal to tie it? I highly doubt it. And Jake Virtanen, of all people, scores the empty netter. The New York Islanders, on the back of another 4-2 victory, have tied this series up at 2 games apiece. It is now essentially a best of 3. As disappointing as that is, and I believe the Syracuse Crunch won their last game. Yes, they did. A 5-1 victory. Speaking of fives, Game 5. Segue of the year. I will take my award in the mail. Thank you. First period of Game 5. And another interesting start. Yuri Khudobin and Combs give us the 2-0 lead. Unfortunately for us, Durrett. Durrett made it a 1-goal game once again. Second period is scoreless. We have the 1-goal lead heading in to the third period. Can we hold on? Can we get some insurance? We need some insurance. We need some more insurance. Oh my God. Another horrific third period. And the New York Islanders have bounced back to win 2 straight. And we'll be facing elimination in Brooklyn in Game 6. Poling and Middlestat. That center depth that we talked about. Well, they showed up for Game 5. Tommy Nidima. Or however the hell you pronounce it. I don't really care at this stage. I prefer to Sparta kick him as Ross Winquist goes down to injury for the remainder of this series. Can I wave the white flag now? Like I said earlier in the episode, the fact that we not only made it to the playoffs, but won the President's Trophy and at least made it past the first round, makes me a happy person. Because that's good. That's real good. And I'm happy that it's happened. Unfortunately, our luck may just run out here. Time will tell. Our backs are against the wall. Game 6 on the road. Can we force a Game 7 back home? Or does the title defense end here in the second round? Let's find out if my voice will continue on. That's the main question, at least for me. First period, and there's the opening goal. Yuri Khudobin strikes first. I'm not going to get overly confident. We still got a long way to go. Second period. I might get a little bit confident now. Lalonde, Khudobin, and Gagne make it a 4-0 game. Third period, if we blow... Middlestat scored 12 seconds in. Oh, thank you, Nolan. Thank you, Nolan. I appreciate that. You put my mind at ease for the moment. Middlestat scares us a little bit with that early goal. Nolan Patrick, though, restores the 4-goal lead. That will do it. 2 series. 2 Game 7s. It's a 5-1 victory in Game 6. And again, we go to Game 7. 3-point night for Nolan. A hat trick of assists for Wheating and 30 saves for our guy, Stephen Quirk. Another Game 7. I wouldn't have it any other way. The question is, has our luck run out? Will the clock strike midnight? We need to ask the same question for the Hershey Bears, who have lost 3 straight games. Let's go. Game 7. We're not making any changes. We're just going for it. First period, the Hershey Bears are out, losing 4 straight games. They go down in 6. Game 7. First period. It's a 1-0 lead for the New York Islanders. Casey Middlestott with the late goal. 19 shots to 6. Pretty dominant period. Second period. Scoreless. Shots were a bit better. Outshot them 5-11. Right now, Niinimaa is the difference maker. Third period, the season comes down to this. Early power play chance that we can't do anything with, unfortunately. Halfway there. Under 10 minutes remaining. Oh my god. 5 minutes remaining. Late power play for the Caps that we can't do anything with. Somebody score, please. That was somewhat anticlimactic. Or anticlimactic, depending on how you want to pronounce it. We just lost in 7 games to the New York Islanders. 1-0. The only goal came in the first period. Steven Quirk was the first star of the game. He did his job. But Casey Middlestott scores the goal that sends the defending champions packing. That is a harsh loss. As Ross Winquist comes back. Too little, too late. Do I want to do the draft in this video, though? That is my question. I'm trying to think. Oh, timing-wise, how does it all pan out? We might not do... I don't think we're going to do the draft in this video. Number one, because I'm just way too tired. We'll get to the end of the season. We'll take a look at the stats and the awards, the cup-winning team, and all that jazz. But, again, a disappointing end to the season. Factor in the Quirk and Patrick injuries, particularly the Quirk injury. Is it a miracle we made the playoffs? Yes. Is it just a true miracle that we won the President's Trophy? Yes, it is. But it still stings to be eliminated in the second round in Game 7. The good news is we didn't lose to the eventual Cup champions. The Detroit Red Wings are your champs. The Cleveland Monsters take home the Calder Cup. Let's go ahead and take a look. The Detroit Red Wings are champions. That banner, not always a bad thing in one of my series. Unfortunately, though, it is a bad thing here. They beat the Islanders in 6. And then go figure, Detroit and Colorado. And the Red Wings win it in 5. Cleveland ended up being Syracuse. Syracuse, man. Beat Springfield in 4 games. And then lost to Cleveland in 5. Both championship series ending in 5 games. We will take a look at your Stanley Cup champion Detroit Red Wings. We'll take a look at the awards, and that'll do it for this episode. Blake Spears, their leading scorer, along with Roman Hawk, Michel Thierault, Scott Combs, Luke Kunin, Marcus Davidson, Leonard Bieksa, Noah Rod, Brendan Lemieux, Dennis Yan, Julian Gauthier, and Mitch Stevens. On defense, Cal Foote, Oli Ulivi, Stuart Soray, Evan Bouchard, Louis Machias, Travis Sanheim, Hayden Fleury. You had Merrick Kudrock, and Max Licht. I believe it would be Licht. No, well then again, because I'm thinking of Lichtsteiner on Juventus. And I don't think it's the same spelling. I made the same mistake with Hogberg, comparing him to a different football player / soccer player. Anyway, their goaltender was Devin Walton. 88 overall. Hunter Miska, the backup. The Detroit Red Wings, your Stanley Cup champions this year. Let's take a look at the awards as we wrap up this episode. Unfortunately, the Cup goes to Detroit yet again. We win the President's Trophy. And yet again, we fall just short. Very fitting for the Capitals. A second-round exit after winning the President's Trophy. Yep, that sounds about right. Riley Tufte regains the Art Ross Trophy. He also wins the Hart. No surprise, really. Hronik wins the Norris, Volchenkov, the Lady Byng. Saprikin, the Calder, the Conn Smythe to Walton. DeRozier, the Vezina. Niinimaa with the Jennings. Roland McCown with the Masterton. The Selke to Nico Hischier. Ted Lindsay to Riley Tufte, as well with the Rocket Richard. Down in the AHL, did we manage to take home any hardware? Apparently not. They did manage to beat the Ice Caps, though, who took home quite a few awards. And guys, I would love to do the draft in this video. We'll save all the off-season stuff for next time out because I am just beyond exhausted. The original plan was to try and do this, a Rebuilding Hockey Town and a Nation United. That's not happening. We got this video done. I'll be recording it in the morning. I'll record the other two series. I need to go to bed. I am tapping out. So guys, I hope the quality of this video wasn't awful. You know, just as far as me rambling or whatever. I do apologize, but at least it shows the commitment to wanting to get this video up there. Because again, I know how much you guys have been enjoying this series. If you did enjoy this video as well, though, of course, you can always leave a like. You know what? Let's set a like goal. I'm going to aim for 7 likes. Why? I don't know. To make sure you never miss a video, though, you can do a few things. You can subscribe if you haven't already. You can join the notification squad. You can follow me on Twitter, at Tookie24. Which you should do. Aside from just the notifications, there's some random banter, random discussion. You can also enter to win giveaways sometimes. Who knows? Maybe there's one ongoing right now. Maybe there's one that just ended, and you should have listened to one of the other times that I said follow me on Twitter. Because I say it at the end of every video. So don't you feel foolish. You should feel foolish. I'll catch you guys in the next episode of Draft to Glory.